Good evening. Welcome to another edition to Brick Creators Build and Chat on Thursday. This is episode 6, and we're going to be pulling in Aubrey, otherwise known as Aub the Builder. What's going on, Aubrey? How you doing?
Hi, everybody. I'm
Welcome.
Aubrey.
Thank you for joining tonight. I appreciate that.
Yeah, glad to be
I think,
here.
our first time doing a live stream, so
Exactly.
yeah. Nothing like getting to do live streams with new creators here, but I did get to meet you, so that was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, we met at, I believe it was Brick Fair.
Yep.
And
Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia. Will you be there this year again?
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm planning on attending Brick World Chicago and
Okay.
then Brick Rodeo in Austin. And not sure outside of that. It will just kind of depend on my work schedule.
Well, I will see you at Brick World then, so I'm excited for that. I'm going to have to get you an updated torso. I believe I gave you my sig fig last time.
Yes,
Okay.
I have one, and I'm hoping to have some to give out this year.
Well, I am hoping I get put on that list then to get one from you. So
You definitely will.
perfect. Real quick, just want to let people know tonight we're giving away a Game of Bricks light kits. We have a couple to give away, so I just put the link in the comments. Everybody that's in the comments, feel free to fill out the Google form. Also, feel free to ask questions throughout the night, and Aubrey and I will get to that as well. And we'll start off with my first intro question that we always do here is, what are the Lego goals that you have for the year? Anything social media wise or anything convention wise? What's the plan for yourself for this year?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely Lego goals for like social media. I would like to be a little more consistent. I do feel like I went really hard when I first started, and then it was just like burnout immediately. So I'd like to be just a little more consistent with posting, and I really want to do more stop motion than just like the silly reels. So that's like a big goal for me is to do more, get better at stop motion.
I remember when you posted The Office stop motion during the Office.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like you should get back into that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I recently bought Rivendell and I have some really fun stop motion ideas for that. So I'm excited to not only build that, but also like what comes after for
So
that.
when you're building that, will you be doing things within it stop motion, like throughout the build process, or wait till you finish the whole thing and then kind of do the stop motion?
So a lot of stop motion creators actually like build the sets and then take them apart and reverse the videos so that it looks like it's coming together because it's easier to frame everything that way.
Okay. That makes sense actually to come from the back part of it.
Yeah, that way you don't have to move your camera, but I do think it's slightly easier to do it as you go because then you don't have to rebuild the set after you take it apart.
I think the problem I had, it's like marking your X, I guess, like, and keeping your camera in the same. I would always move around with that, and the amount of pictures you have to take to frame that.
So I'd like to, at least for that one, since it's like a longer set, I'm thinking of just doing like maybe sections and having them be like separate videos is my thought. But
now you're mainly on Instagram. Do you have any plan to jump to any other?
I mean, yes, I would love to like dabble into Twitch and YouTube and see if maybe I prefer one or the other. I don't realistically think while I'm working a full-time job that's not Lego or social media related, I can't do everything.
Well, how often do you get to build Lego or, even make videos if you had the 24-hour day after work? Like,
yeah,
you have that much time?
Not very much time right now. I'm supposed to be moving into a remote position soon. So that's like kind of an exciting thing for me to just like not have to worry about commuting and if I have
the
downtime.
Commute will be Lego time maybe?
Yeah. So yeah, right now we're like in a transition period at my company and I'm running like an entire department. So it's just a lot.
Do you have team members under you, or is it
Um,
you're running everything pretty much in that department?
I don't have team members right now. I have like a temp worker, but
Okay.
yeah, other than that,
So
it's
that
just
means you're very valuable then to your company then, which
yes.
is good,
Yeah,
especially in today's type of job market. So that's always
exactly.
good.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's just I just don't really when I get home from work, I don't really feel like doing anything. I watch my really bad reality TV shows so that I can
Welcome.
detox
What's your
from the
favorite
day.
reality TV show?
Sorry, what?
What's your favorite one? Because
Oh,
I watch it, and my wife and I we call it trash TV, but
oh
I
my
love it.
I love all of it. I mean, I my husband and I got really hooked on Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
Um, but I'm watching Love Island right now, so I love all those like really bad love shows and
So you catch the ones on Netflix then, like Love Is Blind.
yep,
Okay. Did
definitely.
you see the ones from last night, I guess, that they just came
No,
out with?
so I haven't caught up yet. I didn't realize that they dropped.
So I won't say anything about them, but it was like you waited a whole week, and it was like the two most boring episodes. Like,
No,
yeah. So
no.
not to put that out there for you, I would wait till the
More
following
comes out. Yeah,
Wednesday, yeah, when
yeah.
the last two come out
Just
with it.
push it until next week and binge.
But yes, I'm a big fan of all trash TV. So
Awesome. I love
everybody in
it.
here knows that I love that. So I think I was talking with Gene about that last week. Some of the bad stuff I watch. We got
Nice.
Jersey Shore on tonight, which yes, I still watch that, and then Summer House is
I
another
can't
one
believe
that we
Jersey
like.
Shore is still on.
I feel like because I grew up like in the area of where like they were, I kind of watch those, and then now it's like I just know them. So not know them, but know them from watching them on all
Yeah,
these episodes. So
yeah. I do. I see one question that I want to answer in the comments. The PNG Bricks asked if I had any inspiration for suggestions or inspiration for underwater builds. For the reef, I the most fun part to me was using pieces in ways that I wouldn't think to normally use them. And doing underwater builds is kind of like a perfect way to do that because you can get away with a lot.
I
So
love that you use like the hats, the purple hats
yeah,
in there. But you always the hair you had in there. I know from one of them.
yeah, there was a lot. I mean, I used like snakes and chains and carrots and I don't know. To me, that was just a lot of people point those things out when they see the build, and a lot of people really like that. And I had fun doing that, challenging myself.
Well,
Um,
I appreciated that you put it in motion for my son and I when we saw you down there.
yeah,
So we love
yeah.
that. So
Yes, the Technic will be the death of me.
what's the shelf life of that? Like, because you're obviously going to bring that to Brick Rodeo, I'm assuming, in Brick World. Do you
So
add to it or
I actually don't know if it will make it to Brick Rodeo.
okay?
I would like to bring it to Brick World. I just so this is my first large scale mock. My only my third mock that I've ever made. Um, and I didn't make it modular, so it's all just one piece.
Would you ever try to rebuild it in a modular way, or would you scrap it and do something totally different then?
I think if I was going to rebuild it, I might as well just do something else because it would take a lot to read the way that I did it just because I wasn't really familiar with like build techniques and the way that I set it
For
up.
not being familiar, I mean, you had the Technic and the motor functions like perfectly executed in there.
Not quite perfect, but for sure they were working for a short period of time.
I mean, it was
So,
working solid when I was watching it, and
yeah,
it
I
had
think
so
also
many
because
things moving within it.
Lego Technic, I don't think is necessarily meant to run for convention length time.
Okay.
Um, I just noticed a lot of like shaving of bricks, like rubbing up against one another, and there's a lot of brick dust that's underneath my set.
Well, if you ever scrap it, that you're going to take it apart, that could be a stop motion for you,
Yeah,
right?
it
Because you
could.
said you go
It
in
could.
reverse. So that could be a
That's
way to
right.
do it. So
I don't know. The reef is very, for me, it means a lot to me personally. I was going through like some really rough times when I was building it, so it's going to be very, very hard for me to take it apart. I don't
Well,
necessarily know if that will
maybe
ever
when you show
happen.
it back there, you'll have a nice display area for it. So,
Yeah. So I am actually planning on building like a fish tank, not
okay,
a real fish tank, but like a fish tank
like the
display.
Creator 3-in-1 version, so
Yeah.
you can like do the framing of it,
Yeah.
and okay, that would look
So
really
I
cool.
want to do like I mean I might buy a legitimate fish tank and put it in there.
Okay,
I don't necessarily want to use the Lego clear because you won't really be able to see it. But I want to eventually display it as if it was a fish tank type of thing.
would you put water in it?
I don't think
And take
so.
the okay, so, I mean, that would defeat the whole
Yeah.
protective function of it, but
I think it will be on permanent display at my house, even if I'm not bringing it.
would you say that's the most meaningful piece that you have that
Yeah.
you've ever created?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Like, of course, I'm gonna put emotions and feelings and all the things into all my future builds, but it's gonna be hard to like top
Top that one.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and that one was a great display piece. I mean, I think you won a lot of awards with that one, right?
Yeah, I actually just I won the best small layout last year at Atlanta BrickCon. And that was actually my first convention. So
Was that
I
last year's or the one that just happened?
last year.
Okay,
So Maticus Bricks actually won best small
this
layout
year.
this year. Mhm.
Okay, and that was for the
Yeah,
forest, right? Yeah,
it was Enchanted Forest Field. So good.
well, I'll have him on next week, so we're swapping him out with, Stud City, but,
Oh, nice.
I'll ask him about that. So that's cool. I have the back-to-back winners
Yeah.
of that
Yeah, we
award.
were joking about it when we were both there this year. But yeah,
Well, who
it
was
was
it you that made him the jacket, or was it the other Aubrey that made the jacket?
I made the jacket.
Okay. That was the coolest that was from, like, Zach the Maniac, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Like, that gave me the, like, nostalgia of
yeah, he
Matt,
had,
and Matt looked perfect in it, and speaking of Matt, he just popped in
yeah,
here.
he's here. Yeah, he had talked about he got invited to Legoland and they were doing like a Halloween costume night
Okay.
and he was like, I really want this jacket, but I can't, it's was made for kids, so you
Yeah.
can't find it in adult sizes. And he was thinking about making it and he didn't get around to it. So I was like, oh, his birthday is in January and Atlanta Brick Con is in January. So I'm just gonna do a little late birthday present and just painted it on the back of a jean
I think
jacket.
it looked great. I mean, I thought that was actually stitched a little bit, like, I thought it was, like, hand done, like a patch or something, so that was a good paint job then.
Yeah, I would have. I mean, I wish I could embroider like that, but I definitely cannot.
And I'm assuming you're saying for how is he going to Legoland New York? Is that the one that he's doing again, or was that last year's that
It was last year. Yeah,
okay.
so it was
Okay.
like in October. A bunch of creators got
Okay,
invited.
I remember seeing that. It was like him and Dom and a couple other people. Not yet proposed with his wife or engaged, I should say. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, obviously we build in chat too. So
Yeah, we should probably
is there
build.
is there anything that you're building tonight? I'm gonna pull your build cam on
Yes.
and show what you
I
got.
fortunately was able to find, oh gosh, this is backwards. I'm not gonna be able to navigate this cam. The Animal Crossing sets early at my Walmart. So I'm gonna be building Isabel's house visit first.
And I'm looking at that. So that one's $39.99 for anybody that is gonna get it. I do like that one. However, like, is that a birthday like gift with the balloon in the
No,
background, or what is that?
this right here, in the game you have a slingshot
Okay.
and there's like little presents floating through the air every once in a while and you shoot them down and it's like different things. It could be like clothes or a piece of furniture or random stuff. So that's not a present, but it's looks like one.
And anybody that's in the chat, did anybody else get any new sets early that they found? Because my area, like this would never happen in my area. So I would never find anything in.
Pro tip for people that don't like the push tabs on the boxes, you just use a brick separator to open them. Oh, I just ripped that, but if you go underneath and just slide it across.
The real pro tip is turn it the other way when you're doing it.
Turning it the other way.
Like you had it where your separator was this way, but turn it this way.
Oh.
When you go with the box tab. But I'd use a butter knife. I'm the land of the butter knives guy. So and for me, I'm gonna be building another brickhead. I found that brickheads are very easy to build on live stream. So that's the thing that I do here.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm probably not. I don't know how far I'm gonna get.
I'm more excited for the see the minifigs that you're actually gonna have. And I forgot I put my instructions under a box because I hate. Does anybody ever notice with the brickheads, like they're folded? And then like as you're trying to, like, I hate that. So I ended up putting it under the Millennium Falcon that I still have not built. But yeah, it's a good paperweight for some of these instructions now. Now,
yeah, wait, don't you like not really even like Star Wars?
I don't. And so I put that reel up where like I was at like 78,000 followers, and I like put a joking reel up like, oh, if I had 100,000 followers, my wife said I could get this, because I didn't think that would work, like, or do anything. And it's like I actually ended up hitting over 100 from that video. So I was like, I guess I got to get the Millennium Falcon now. So now I have it. I never planned on getting it. But yeah, we have it. So maybe my son will, want to build it one day. So I'll have it, and maybe in the future we'll build it together.
Yeah, so here's one of the minifigs.
Let me get that on the big screen here.
This is Isabel. So she's like the one.
So that's not a character you play with in the game, right? You play with. Is it like a chipmunk dude that you play with?
You actually kind of like customize your person.
It's like Fortnite, right? Like Lego Fortnite, where you're like going around and collecting things. And
yeah, so in Animal Crossing, your character is like a cute little person. It's not necessarily an animal. And you get to like customize your character to look like, if you want it to look like yourself, or whatever you want it to look like. And then the animal characters are like the villagers that you have in your little island. And this is one of the
that sounds kind of dirty, Aubrey, but I get what you're saying. I guess you make your own person. Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually one of the employees of the island. So what is Tom Nook? Does anyone in the chat know what kind of animal he is? I think he's like a raccoon or something.
That's the one that's the most expensive one, right? The nanny. Okay.
So he's like the one that you're like, he's like
the leader.
Yeah, you have to like buy your house from him. You have to buy stuff. Yeah, okay, he's a raccoon. You have to buy your things from him, and he's kind of like setting the gameplay a little bit.
So he's the dictator of the game, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is like a free play, so you do like, he's the landlord. There we go. That's a good way to put it.
Teaching these kids young. I mean, I've watched my son play it a couple times, so.
Yeah, so you do like, you can fish, you can catch bugs, you can dig, you can break rocks, you can plant stuff, grow stuff, all this stuff like that. So it is definitely, I saw someone say it's much less violent than Fortnite. It is not. It is much less violent. There's no
So it's
violence.
the same premise of the Lego Fortnite where you're getting things, you're just not being attacked by the wolves or the skeletons throughout the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, um,
So those are, it's kind of like almost like reality TV, we'll say, where it's like mindless TV where you can just play it without having to think.
yes,
I feel like that's what it is, right?
it is very, very mindless. I think that's why a lot of people really liked it, especially because it came out during quarantine. So with everybody at home, people are just trying to find things to do, trying to distract themselves from the news, like all that stuff. It really popped off.
Now, I didn't realize it was as big as it was until obviously Lego came out with it. Um, because I I saw all the people that made the post with Animal Crossing, and like they got so many views. So obviously people like that stuff.
It was really big. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pulling some of them up here. So
Yeah, and I think you can get the entire line for like, I think it's like just under $200. You can get
okay.
everything.
Let's say it's 75 plus, we'll say 15, 90, then another 20, that's 110 plus 40, 150. So 180 plus tax. Yeah. So probably you're right. 200 for all of them.
Yep.
That's not a bad deal to get. I feel
Oh,
like it,
I think that's great to get an entire line, especially if you like.
so I feel like it's like almost like the Mario line though, like where the parts aren't what you're buying, but you're getting more of the minifigs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I think definitely for me, I will build all the sets, but for I don't know if I'll necessarily display all of them. They do kind of to me seem a little bit more like play sets. But I love the minifigures, so I will be getting all of them just for the minifigures alone.
Okay. So do you not think that it's worth it to buy the minifigs on like Bricklink and
Maybe, but I do like I said, I'm still gonna build the sets.
okay.
So I'll have fun building them, and I haven't really played Animal Crossing recently. I was very obsessed with it during quarantine, but very obsessed, and then I stopped playing.
So I
It's
like
either
I
all
like the
in,
one that you're building. Like I like the one that's like a house.
yeah,
However, like is it Cap'n Island? Is
yeah,
that okay? So that one feels like I'm just paying for that boat, and then the Julian's birthday party
yep,
also kind of feels a little lackluster for me. But I think the Nook's Cranny and the Rosie's house and Isabel's house, I think, would be more up my alley, just because it has something to build. I feel like.
yeah, yeah. I also think that with these sets, like for people that really, really like Animal Crossing, um, you could potentially like make your own island using these as kind of like a base for that. So I know that there are some people that want to do that. So I think these sets are also good for that, if that's something that.
I mean, I love that Lego does come out with something for everybody because I mean, I know there's a whole big market for Animal Crossing, and I'm wondering, is this a thing that they could come out with more waves to this, or
They definitely could. I mean, I think it obviously depends all on how well it does. Um, but there's like plenty more stuff they could do. There's like a museum that's on the island, there's a town center, there's an airport. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things they could do outside of what they already released. And I think I looked it up earlier, and there's something around maybe like 400 different villagers. So they have
yeah.
plenty of villagers to choose from for minifigures.
I think that's nice. I mean, again, people are going to get it. I mean, clearly, I think it'll. I don't know if it'll be a out of stock type of item, but 100% people are buying this. So
Yeah, definitely.
now, how old are you? Am I allowed to ask that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Let me turn down my light a little. I'm 31.
Okay. Because I feel like your like age group and like a little bit younger, like this is right up their alley.
Yep.
Like Animal Crossing, like this was a game that you guys.
Yeah,
When did it even come out? Animal Crossing.
yeah, I actually don't know when the first game came out. I saw Aubrey commented that she was playing it on N64 when it came out. I played it first on the Wii.
Wait a minute,
So
this game was available on Nintendo 64.
yeah, I didn't know that. I played it on the
Wow,
Wii when it came out on the Wii. So I know it from
this might have
that.
been like the tail end days of me playing on 64. Then, like that was my system. Well, Nintendo was my system all the way up to 64. So
Yeah, it was we loved 64. Very, very big Mario house here.
okay, so I love my son. I just started having him play Super Mario 64
Oh,
on
yes.
64. So I still have all the games. I have like 40 or 50 games on 64. So
Same.
my favorite was I was big into wrestling. So WrestleMania and WCW Nitro, or or whatever it was back then, those were my jam. I mean, I love playing those growing up.
Yeah, I didn't play many wrestling games, but we had games like
Okay, GoldenEye, I'm assuming.
yep, we had GoldenEye, and I don't know if you remember a game called Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I don't remember that. I remember like Banjo.
Yep, we had Banjo too.
Yeah, 64 actually, I think still to me goes down as the best video game console that ever came out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean we still play ours.
I think it was the fact that that was like the first, like for me growing up, that was where you would see everybody ride their bikes, leave their bikes outside, and it was like that's the house everybody's at, and you know what they're doing inside is playing 64,
Yep.
GoldenEye or Mario Kart, any one of those 4-player games. So
Yeah, we in my household I have two siblings and we're all very close in age. Uh,
where are you in the line of the siblings? Are you middle, older?
I'm middle,
Okay.
the tortured middle child.
I see all those reels of the middle child, and they get them cut off. Like I'm
Yeah,
the middle. They make
yeah. We actually had a like this little stereo in the kitchen, and my mom would be like, "Okay, set the timer." And we would have to set the timer for like 30 minutes, so we would switch off every 30 minutes, like who gets to play
That's
their
a lot of time actually to give somebody at that age.
yep.
Like
So
my kid's attention span, it's like every other turn right now.
we were just like we were those kids where especially like the Mario games where you can't save, like you have to do it in one go. Um we would just try so hard to get as far as we possibly could.
And everybody would be watching. Like,
Yeah, and so we
yeah,
would like one person would go and get as far, and then we would just pass it off and keep trying to go like as far as we possibly could. But
we got somebody saying PlayStation 2 is revolutionary. I'm still actually going to say Sega was revolutionary when Sega came out. That was an underrated system.
yeah, I actually didn't play Sega. I had the NES and the N64 growing up, and then my
Did
brother
you
got
have the Super Nintendo ever, or did you jump right from that
no,
to, I guess,
just
64,
I
the
actually
NES
still
64?
have my NES, and then
Do you really?
mhm.
I have every console. Like
Really?
I was very fortunate. I had three like siblings, three older sisters. So we had like a lot of video game consoles. The only one I still don't like, my sister, oldest sister, had Atari, um, and my dad gave it away. But
Oh,
I have the NES. I have my Sega. I have Sega Dreamcast. I have my 64, PS1, 2, 3, 4. And my son just got 5. So yeah, we have a bunch of consoles just sitting around right now.
yeah. Does your have you like do you turn them on? or you just have them?
So I use the 64 a lot. I use the Wii for my son. I plugged in the Dreamcast just because I wanted to play Crazy Taxi. I don't know if you remember that game. They have
Yes.
like at arcades, that you would play it, but
Yes.
that was a fun game that we had. But yeah, my son likes like the older games. Like I'll catch him watching people play on YouTube. So it's like that's why I'll set it up for him. So like the NES and I think 64 are games that he like saw people playing online. And I was like, all right, I got these in the garage. Let me go
Yeah,
set
like
them
let's
for him.
break them out.
I mean, my plan was when I was, essentially moving into this house, like this was going to be my like game room. And then all of a sudden I got back into Lego and it became the Lego room. And this is why I like Brickheads. Is how quickly I can finish these. So I'll leave that for right there for a second. All right, so I got your TV shows that you like. What got you to make an account? I'm actually curious on that. Like, how did you establish making your Instagram account?
Yeah, so yeah, Aubrey just commented, we have too many hobbies. So true. um, so my Ob the Builder account used to be my personal account. And it just kind of turned into a Lego account, and I changed my username just for like privacy reasons.
Okay.
But yeah, Jean was the first Lego account I saw on Instagram.
Oh wow, okay.
So it was on my For You page. I had been building Lego just myself and not sharing that with anybody for like 6 months because I was like, oh my God, nobody else is doing this. Like, I'm so weird.
Like, it's amazing how many of us weird people are out there,
And I was even like kind of scared to tell my in-person friends, like, I'm like, don't think I'm lame. Like, it's really fun, I promise. And it's funny now because all of them build Lego now. We have like little Lego hangouts and we all build sets.
That's
together.
awesome.
But yeah, I saw Jean's account and I was like, I just love that she's sharing things that make her happy, and like not caring about what anyone thinks. And I messaged her and I was like, it's just so great to see like a female account that's like not afraid to be a complete nerd on the internet.
That's one of the biggest things I've noticed actually recently is like the empowerment of like all these Lego women. And I saw Aubrey's story, like talking about like how people, people commenting on people on LAN and like making it like there's so many women in there. Like,
yeah,
I was talking with Jean a while ago. Like, I could only think of 5 off the top of my head. And like Aubrey brought out like a couple others, but like the percentage, it's like makes me crazy that people even comment on it when the reality is there's not that many. And I'm glad to see like a lot of women getting in this hobby.
Yeah, I definitely like it blows my mind that anybody could be like, oh, you only got this because you're female. And it's like, what do you mean? Like,
I mean, every account that I've seen is like a very like great, there are great accounts that get, a lot of reach. And
yeah,
people need to realize like LAN, I think, is more beyond our community. It's to get it to the like people that are on the fence.
yep.
And that's the sweet spot for Lego getting more people involved. And that's what I want to see, because that's how they invest in sets like Animal Crossing for a whole different crowd and Minecraft for people. So
exactly. Yeah, and I think it's just when.
Well, how'd you find the other Aubrey then? Like, how did that work out then?
I actually saw Friendship Timber on my For You page.
Was that 2022's Friendship Timber or 2023?
2022.
Okay.
So Yeah, I saw Jean's account, I think it was, like, in late summer of 2022, and, shortly after I saw Jean's account, Nicole popped up on my For You page, and, like, a couple of other people, I think, like, Martin, popped up on there because I saw his, like, Encanto house, that was really popular at the time, and, yeah, just when September came around, I saw a bunch of I had started following more Lego accounts, and I just saw a bunch of people posting about Friendship Timber, and I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome." And I participated without knowing Aubrey yet, and we just kind of started messaging around that time. I don't know if it was like during September or after, um, but we just
No
instantly,
pun intended. You guys clicked.
yeah, like
Yeah.
literally, we instantly clicked, and we bonded at first over sharing a name, and it just one thing after another. It was like we were like doing the same things. Like that year for Halloween, I my husband and I dressed up as Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy from
Okay.
SpongeBob,
Yep.
and she was like, "Oh my gosh, we did this last year," and it was just a lot of things in common. So yeah, and Jean, Nicole, and Aubrey have become some of my best friends. Like I I'm not gonna talk too much about it because I will get emotional, but like I don't know where I would be mental health wise without them. Um, these past couple of years have been really rough health wise, and they're great people, and I love them.
So that's, I think, one of the best parts, knowing, like, hearing stories like that about the Lego community. And it's
Yeah,
like,
and it's like if
who would
I
have thought that like plastic bricks like could
exactly
find like people that like these sound like they're lifelong friends now from here on out. So
yeah, I mean we've been to visit each other outside of conventions, and
I mean, you guys stay with each other at the conventions too. So
yeah,
it's like that's like a sleepaway camp almost for you guys.
exactly. Yeah, away from reality.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, I never in a million years thought that something as simple as like buying a toy that so many people think is intended just for kids, and I I don't know where I would be without it. Like as cheesy as that sounds, like
I don't think it's cheesy at all. I mean, that's why I'm still part of this Lego community is like it's the people. Like
yeah, I definitely never thought that this is what it would become.
but it's there and it's only gonna get better. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's just how it'll be. All right, so I'm gonna do a real quick giveaway. We're doing Game of Bricks light kits tonight. For anybody that ever is looking for a light kit, you can get 25% off using code Creator25. And tonight we're going to be doing 3 light kits. The first one that I'm going to be giving out is to people that are in my Creating a Community group. So you can find that on my Instagram page. And while I'm talking about my Instagram, let me pull up your Instagram. For anybody not following Aubrey, go check her out. Great account. That's the QR code for her. And I'm going to leave that up for a little bit here so that you guys can follow that as well. This is for people that signed up in the Creating a Community group. So we're doing 3 light kits. The first one's going to go directly to them. Just thank you guys for being a part of that community. We'll do a quick shuffle. We got 37 people that entered. And here we go with the first spin. Hopefully you guys can see it.
I love giveaways. They're so fun.
All right, so WDW, Brian, he's a big winner a lot of times on my streams. He actually won last week as well. So
Hey.
congrats, man.
And he's here too.
He is definitely here. So, Brian, you'll be able to go on to the Game of Bricks website right from my profile. You'll see a link in there. What you can end up doing is tell me which kit you want. I'm going to get you a code, and then we'll have them ship it to you directly. So congrats on that. And I'm going to take that off. Now I'm going to do the question from the Instagram. So I got a nice video to play. I'm going to play it because I'm loving how I do these things right now. So here we go. So it's time for question Graham. That's what we'll say with that one. So let me pull up some of the questions that we had here for you. I got to go back to the screenshot. Where did I take that? Probably should have had that pulled up before I even hit that button.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, building brickheads is definitely the way to go. I'm not.
So I figured out that was 100% the way to go with doing these. So, all right. So we got Lego Pizza Party wants to know what's your favorite pizza style and toppings.
Oh, that's hard. I worked at a pizza place for like 6 years.
Oh, so you actually know the insights of the things that you've been doing.
I worked at, I don't know if you know Mellow Mushroom, if you have Mellow Mushrooms there.
We don't have that in the East Coast. That's not a...
Yeah, oh my gosh. I do, I love a Hawaiian. I'm a pineapple on pizza person.
Ooh. Everybody in the chat is pineapple on pizza. Is that okay? I don't believe pineapple should be on pizza, but...
It's so good. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, though, I really love a classic pepperoni. You can't go wrong, but my go-to is probably barbecue.
Okay. I think I could be down with that. So, nice barbecue with that. Okay. I'm a plain guy. I'm just pepperoni on my pizza. So.
Yeah, honestly, it's pizza. Like, in my eyes, you can't go wrong, even with pepper or even with pineapple.
What's weird, my son loved pepperoni because I ate pepperoni, and then all of a sudden switched it that he only does plain now, and he can't have any pepperoni ever. So it's driving me crazy because now it's like the pizzas, I got to get a half plain, half pep.
Yep.
So that he can have it. And I just put the link in for the other 2 giveaways tonight. So if you didn't see the link earlier, the pinned one, it's in the comments right now. So you can go ahead and enter into the giveaway for the other 2 light kits tonight. So somebody asked, we have 1974. I think it's Lexa Bricks, I think it's that 1974 Exla, we'll say. Any diorama mock building planned?
Ooh, diorama mock. Like of anything? Like what am I planning?
Yeah, I guess maybe for at home or for even to do at a convention.
So this is actually something I haven't said publicly yet, but
first take.
Yeah, I actually really want to do some Mario Kart dioramas.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Like I want to do little snippets of the tracks, so kind of as if you're standing on the track looking.
I think what would be cool with that, if you did could you imagine the 4 boxes, it was playing a 4-way and you did 4 different dioramas?
That would be cool.
Same thing, but a different character in each
diorama. That's a good idea. So it's different sections of the track too, because you're at different points.
That could be 100% something. You could have somebody with the green shell behind them. And then the person
nobody here
shooting it in the back one.
No one take my idea here, all right?
Listen, this could be a collab build. Maybe I could get in with you.
I know. I do think it would be fun to have there's so many, especially
somebody could build the controllers, that are coming off the screen. So you have the 4 controllers. I mean, this could be definitely a good collab here.
Yeah. So that's for dioramas. That's the only mock idea I have.
I'd love that though. I think maybe you should get on that you got 4 months.
I know.
Brick World. Not to pressure you or anything.
I know.
How do you travel with that? Do you fly when you go to Brick World, or would you be driving to travel with your set, or your mock?
So I drove last year. I'm probably going to try to drive again. It's a 12-hour drive for me.
Wow. So when I get to the airport, I'm going to hit you up instead of Uber and have you pick me up down there.
Right.
I'll pay you though. I'll make it worth your while with that. So, whatever Uber does,
Oh no,
I'll pay it in Lego sets.
I will not accept.
All right. So, Ben the Wild Guy wants to know which Lego creation that you built is your favorite, and I think we know the answer to this. What?
Yeah, I mean, I loved obviously the reef is very special, but I also really do like my pumpkin disco party, jack-o'-lantern disco party thing.
Is that
Um,
still built, or did you take that apart?
it is, yeah, I actually have it. It's like right on my shelf.
Right behind that flex of Wally, I see.
Yes, which Nicole so generously gifted that to me. So this is my jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, I love that. Is
And
that
then,
modular? Okay, it's open in the back. Okay, that's
yeah,
awesome.
so the inside is like a disco scene.
That is awesome.
And it
Maybe
does.
my sig fig one day can get at it in there at the disco party.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun. I should add everyone's little sig figs in there. And it does light up. It's kind of hard to see.
Oh wow, I see it. I can see it. Is that Lego lights that are in there, or is
No,
that
they're just fairy lights.
okay?
The Lego lights are so expensive.
Well, they are.
But I
However,
didn't.
you can get 25% off with me.
But I also didn't know about Game of Bricks. I only know the other one.
So there's a bunch out there. I've tried them all, and the only reason why, like, Lay Like Go is a reseller of Game of Bricks, so they
Yeah.
same thing. Which, like, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're $10 more each kit. So that's the only issue I see with that. So, yeah, that's why I kind of went with the Game of Bricks way. And I tried Light My Bricks, and I found the wiring from like Lay Like Go and Game of Bricks. It's exactly the same. It didn't seem any different, and it's a third the cost. So
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean,
like, I'd rather spend my money on the Lego sets
exactly.
than on the lighting. So, all right, Julia Shrimp wants to know what's your favorite Lego set of all time.
Ooh, that's so hard.
And then I have a follow up to that, so I'll let you answer that. And then,
I mean, I love Wally. That was my white whale until I got it.
what did you get it in the box, or did you it was just the parts for it?
No, so I actually like when I found out I had to have radiation treatment,
Okay.
Nicole found a used one for me and sent it to me. So it was not new in box, but it was like half built, sort of. So I just took it apart and washed everything and rebuilt it. But I recently built the lighthouse set,
Okay.
the bigger one, and
I have that down in the corner there.
I loved that set. I thought it was really fun, and I like that they included a light in there and a laser. Like, it was really cool to see how they set that up, and I really enjoyed that set a lot.
So the lighthouse reminded me of the windmill, like how they did that. The windmill also had a what's called light that came with it as well. So
yeah.
I love anything that Lego adds that has motor functions or light kits in there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, at first you look at the price and you're like, oh my gosh, is this not even worth it? But like, it comes with a motor, it comes with a light.
It was worth it.
It was so worth it.
Yeah, I 100. Plus, it came with the dark blue base plate.
Yes.
That was the only one that ever had that, and I didn't even use that base plate. I ended because I put mine on mills, so I ended up not even using it. So I have that never used, still on the cardboard.
Nice.
All right, so this one, perfect timing that we got Roger's comment up here, because I'm actually asking a question from Roger. He'd like to know your favorite cosplay and what is something you would love to dress up as.
I mean, I feel like I have to say the Teletubbies because that's become my thing.
And I'm surprised you didn't say you'd want to build something with Teletubbies.
You know, I would like to. I don't know if that's just a fun dress up thing or if I should if I can make my sig fig into a Teletubby, that will happen. But
So
I'm still
when
trying to
you
figure that
dress
out.
up as the Teletubbies at the convention with everybody, does everybody
Yes.
bring their costume, or do you have all those costumes
Oh
and you bring?
no, I have all of them.
Okay, so you brought the costumes for everybody, and
Yeah.
they okay. So at Brick World, you're going to bring a Teletubby costume that I could try on then,
Yeah,
and
I mean, I have 4 of
it's going
them.
to be a very large
So
size, for me to even fit in it. So,
they are, I mean, there was somebody that was over 6 feet tall that was able to fit in them.
well,
So
I'm more like if you ever saw Willy Wonka, like the blueberry when Violet blows up a little bit. So
they are one size fits pretty much all. So there's lots of
okay,
breathing room.
all right. Well, maybe
But
we'll
yeah,
give it
I
a
don't
shot in there.
know.
So I
I
did buy a onesie like monkey costume just because like
yes,
I wanted to, because I mean you guys all dress up in like things. I
yes.
figured maybe I'll bring that and put it on when I'm at Brick
Please
World.
bring it. Please. I mean, I'm gonna go with Teletubbies just because that's become such a fun thing. I I don't know, like, is there anything I want to dress up as in the future? Um, I would love to try to do something Lego related.
Well, Roger did a Lego, brick when he did the light, and then he came back and he was the Lego.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I would love
Maybe
to do
he can let
something.
you borrow his costume and you let him borrow yours. So
Yeah, Roger, are you coming to Brick World? Bring it.
yeah, actually, Roger, you better bring that brick costume if you're going to be.
Mr.
Yeah,
Lego.
you better come with that.
Yeah, so I mean, I do love Star Wars as well, so I would like to get some Star Wars, maybe like a Padme or Ray costume. Um
And
but I
Padme
also
is Natalie Portman, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, I know my Star Wars #1 fan here.
Yeah, right. I um I definitely like the weird costumes though. Like the weirder it is, the better.
Well, I did. So I don't know if you saw Jason Kelsey, how he dressed up during the like Super Bowl like party where he had like the overalls and that wrestling mask on.
I don't think I saw that.
Okay. Well, I just bought the Eagles overalls, and
Nice.
I also bought a wrestling mask, and I kind of am coloring it. I showed Roger it tonight. Me in the process of coloring it. So
Oh my
maybe
gosh.
I'll bring that to the thing, and I can do the Jason Kelsey dance when I'm at Brick World as well.
You definitely should.
I mean, you're inspiring me to like feel okay like dressing up at these conventions now. You almost
Look,
made them into cosplays.
Evan, if I can dress up as a Teletubby and everyone loves
Yeah, but,
it,
you have multiple Teletubbies, so it's like I'd be by
not
myself like in my Eagles overalls. So
not when I started.
oh,
I only
you
had one.
oh wow, okay.
It was just one Teletubby, and then I bought the other costumes.
And didn't force everybody, but everybody willingly wanted to get into the action with
Yes.
it. So, all right, and then Casa de Lego, she wanted to know: are you going to be doing an office week again, or another tribute type of
Ooh.
thing?
I would like to do another office week. I'm trying to figure that out right now. Um, Adam, unfortunately, is Adam Ant Bandit, the one I did it with
Okay,
last year. He has like a stop motion job that he's doing for a pretty significant amount of time this year, and it's going to overlap the same time frame that we did it last year. So, he said he was fine with me doing it on my own if that's something I wanted to
okay.
do, but I'm just trying to figure out if that's something I can host by myself. It was kind of a lot last year.
Well,
Uh,
if anybody's looking to help host, maybe they can
yeah,
help
but
out here.
it was really fun, and I would really like to. I definitely think if I do an office week this year, I will give some heads up. It won't just be like a surprise.
Okay.
We're doing office week, so there will be some time for people to prepare if they want to participate. But we had a lot of people join last year. It was really
There were so many posts with the
yeah.
office. I remember during that. So,
Yes, so I would really like to.
all right, we got Katie is asking how Katie Lego for fun.
Okay.
and she wanted to know how many days and hours can you spend with Lego per week? Do you have to schedule for it?
Um, honestly, I don't necessarily schedule for it. But like we kind of talked about, I, if I could do this all day, I would. But I'm probably building like a set a week, maybe.
Okay.
Um, so
With
I'll like
Animal
do,
Crossing, you might be able to fit both of these in the next
yeah.
days. Okay.
So probably the next like 7 days, I'll finish these two sets because they're smaller.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it just kind of depends on like what the week looks like, and I I do also have like a great local community like of friends, and I try to be intentional about spending time with them as well. So just splitting that between social media and that is kind of a lot. Um,
Do your friends now, do they follow your page? Because
I do, yeah.
what do they all think about that? They're
They're very supportive. I mean, they think it's funny, the silly stuff, but obviously it's a lot easier when people you don't know see it instead
so
of
my account's starting to finally get crossed into like people that know me like personally.
yeah.
So, at first I was embarrassed, but now I'm full on like I got my Lego tattoo. I'm the Lego guy now. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, my close friend group all love Lego now. Me and one of my good friends, we always, whenever a new botanical comes out, we build that together. And um, but yeah, it's I definitely have influenced a
well,
lot
my
of.
neighbors got my one neighbor sent me that the Lego STEM class thing was happening, and like five of us got our kids like into it. So
Nice.
I mean, I think we're slowly getting everybody in the neighborhood like, hey, you're all into Lego now.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's like whether you like it or not, I'm gonna slowly
right.
influence all of you to do this.
But they all call me Crater. So that's the only
Oh,
bad, but nobody gets the, create,
yeah.
but they all want that E in there. So I'll go with Crater. I'm just glad I didn't put that my old username on my leg into the sig
Yeah.
fig because I ended up changing it. So all
Yeah.
right, this is a random question. It wasn't directed for anybody, but it made me laugh, so I just wanted to ask it. This person just wrote, "Does anybody else wash their hands before building?"
Oh.
And it made me think, like, I don't think I've ever washed my hands before I like
Um,
build.
yeah, I don't. I yeah, I didn't think that that's how that sentence was gonna end. Like, thought you were gonna say something about washing your hands after going to the bathroom. I'm like, of
Well, that could
course.
be another question, but I think
Um,
Roger might be the only one in here.
wash
Somebody
your
Brian said
hands. What?
sometimes.
Multiple people. Is that something people do?
I I didn't even think of it, but now it's like I'm wondering, like, that's pretty dirty that I don't wash my hands before I touch all these Lego, and then they touch all the other Lego.
I mean, I guess. I mean, if I have stuff on my hands, I'll wash my hands, but I
Like
don't
I've
know.
noticed
The
that
way I
I
see
like
it,
eat sometimes and build.
I mean, I'm terrible about even dusting my sets, so I don't really care about washing my hands. I mean, if I have used Lego, I will wash the Lego.
Right? Yeah, use Lego I'll wash, but like if it's my fresh Lego, I'm not washing it. So
I mean, yeah, I don't. My hands are all over it anyways. It's fine.
yeah, so I thought that was just an interesting question to
That was
ask.
really interesting.
No.
Depends if you've been eating Cheetos, seven
Yeah,
deadly sins.
Cheetos or Doritos, I will wash my hands if I'm touching. So I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I do try like not to like I don't really like snack while I build because I don't like getting like grease and stuff on
Yeah.
everything, but
And we got 25 people in here. There's only 16 people that signed up for the giveaway. So I just put the link in there for people to put that in there. So, all right, this is a question that I've been asking people the last couple of weeks, and I kind of like this one. So this is coming to my question now. When somebody says the word Lego, what's the first thing you think of?
Like,
is there a set, or like, what do you think of when somebody says Lego?
I mean, I think I just think about like the first thing that comes to mind is like a 2x4 brick.
Okay.
That's the first
That's
thing I
fair.
think
Yeah, I could see that. So, all right, and then top 5 themes. This is
of.
another question I
I
like
knew
asking.
that you were gonna ask this, and I don't like this question. Um, I I honestly jump around so much that this is so bad, but I could not tell you which set is what theme. Um, I just like getting sets that make me happy.
Okay, that's fair.
Um,
That's fair. I'll
I
let that slide if you don't want to answer the top 5.
I do like, I will say I love the modulars, like
Okay. So creator expert, we'll say,
yeah,
or icons.
the creator, expert, or icons, just because I love all the little details that go into it, like the little rooms and all the things that are in the rooms, and like how they do the architecture of the buildings, I think is really cool.
The
Uh,
toilets in them, even like to the detail of that for me. Like I like
yeah,
that. So
I also love. I do really like Star Wars, but
okay.
I think that some of the Star Wars line is starting to get a little repetitive for me.
Which is how
Um,
I think Harry Potter is now becoming as
and
well.
I am starting to feel the same way about Harry Potter, where I'm like, they just came out with that the like
Hagrid's hut,
micro
the
scale
bar.
castle,
Yeah.
and I got the micro scale castle, and I'm thinking, okay, I have that. Maybe I can just get rid of all my other castle because I have the full castle in the micro scale.
The big micro one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
that one's still on display, and I bought the micro scale one. I just never opened it. So that might just stay sealed for me. So,
yeah, so it's starting to get a little repetitive and I don't have space for repeat stuff. Um,
and
and
modified bricks. I'm not taking that back with Harry Potter. I know that you like it, but you modify your Harry Potter stuff. So you at least kind of
but the thing
have
is
to
they are releasing repeat sets, so they
right.
just look slightly different.
It's like the Luke Landspeeder coming out.
Exactly. And I just yeah, and I do love Star Wars, obviously, like behind me is Star Wars.
Okay. Are you
But
getting the new R2D2
oh
or no?
no, this
Because you
one
have
is
the
more than
used
enough for me. I don't need another one.
okay.
Um, but I just as I like I recently put up these shelves and um
Did you?
as
It looks
I'm
like you themed them out. Like I see Star Wars
I'm
is all in
still
the middle, a little bit to the other side of you, and
yeah,
then
I'm still trying
Disney's
to
over.
figure out like how to this is very like rough draft right now. Obviously this is bothering me that there's a big
Okay.
gap.
Difference of like themes or the gap
No,
between the
the
shelves
gap is like driving
coming
me
up,
insane.
and okay, I see. But
Um,
you need cardboard under it. Like I got take some of the Lego like shipping boxes and start folding them and putting them on the opposite side, and I'll start putting it towards the other one. So
yeah, so
or brackets at the top where you start, bracketing them together.
I'm definitely not as I am starting to display my Star Wars stuff, I'm realizing how I know that everything is different. Obviously, like all the ships are very different. I know I've watched all of the Star Wars stuff, so I know like what's from what and all that. But when you display it, it's a lot of gray.
Right. That was my
And
biggest issue with Star Wars
I
is
don't love
just
that.
gray. So,
So,
but they're starting to
um,
come out with some color, I guess. I mean,
yeah, I think they're starting to do a better job of
they heard from me, and they wanted to keep the
yeah,
number one Star Wars fan happy. So
exactly.
can't be doing gray. So, all right.
Yeah. So, I would say definitely if I had to pick themes, it would be the creator, expert, and then I am starting to really, really like the Friends line.
Okay.
Um, I just recently got the new space set that came out that had little space kitty. Um, but I also I'm like really hoping for them to bring back Castle. Um,
I think after watching that one be the first one on the Bricklink series actually sell out, I think
yeah,
they realize like fans want Castle because every time they come out with Castle, it's an immediate sale.
yep.
So
So I recently bought the Lion Knights castle.
okay,
I have not built it yet.
I bought that when it first came out, and it's still in the box.
No.
And like this is my problem. I have so many sets that I buy, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build this, and then
Yeah,
I realize like where am I gonna put it after I
yeah,
build it? So
exactly. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I don't want to build it until I get a little more organized in here and have a space to put it. But yeah, I'm like kind of excited that they're starting to bring back some of the older themes because I did Lego as a kid,
okay,
but we didn't have sets. I just had like a table
of
that was
bricks.
a base plate,
Okay.
and we would just build on the table, and it would just be free building.
So I still have
Um,
all my castle themes. Like I have the Lion Knights castle with like that base plate that like
so
is
cool.
raised. I have my Dragon Knights castle. I have like a bunch of sets actually from the Dragon Knights theme. Two from like the Lion Knights. So I mean, I have a lot of that stuff still. I got my
Yeah.
Western set still. I'm very fortunate that somehow in me passing my sets to my oldest sister for her kids to use, it went through her three boys and then it came back to me. So very lucky.
Nice. Yeah, and I do also love the space stuff.
Okay.
I think that's really fun. So,
All right. Well, this is a perfect segue for this. So I'm going to just drop this real quick. All right, so we did what's on your list here, and I asked everybody, prior to coming on, so I could pull up the pictures. So I'm going to pull the first one that you kind of threw up there, and it kind of made sense with what you were talking about with themes. So
yep.
this is the corner garage.
Yeah. I don't know, this one is so cool. I like the little shops that are I think isn't there like a vet
So
above
they have the
it?
vet in this,
Yeah.
and it's Dr. Jones, like Indiana Jones. Like
Nice.
people were like crossing when they said that they came out with this. But yeah, I love this set. Like I feel like this one it didn't get the praise it should have when it came out as a modular building. I think
Wow.
people are starting to realize after the fact that like, yes, this is a
It's
good
really
one.
cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I bought two of these ones to rebrick one, so I did make one the pub.
Nice.
But yeah, I loved this one. This like I couldn't put it up in like my top 5 because there's so many good modulars, but this
Yeah,
deserves to
another
be
one I
like in
thought
there.
of, do you have the, cinema one?
So I actually completed this year getting every single modular. That was like my
Wow.
big goal. So like I had to backtrack and get a few of them. But the Palace
Cool.
Cinema I did have. I did also light it, and I think it looks phenomenal with the light kit.
Awesome.
So yeah, so that's up there.
Yeah, I got, one of the retired modulars that I've gotten is the diner.
That's my number one.
I
That
haven't built it
that's
yet,
it's
but
my number
so
one. The
cool.
technique on it, like the color, like giving you that old school feel to it.
Yeah.
That's my number one. So
Have you seen oh, what is it called? The bowling alley that's, on
from
the
Bricklink.
yeah.
So I actually just got rid of mine. I bought it thinking I was going to build it, and then I was like, I just got
Yeah.
rid of it. It didn't feel like it fit in like the modular
Yeah.
line, just being a
It's, like,
single
too
story.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and then another one we got for you, the haunted house. I mean, this was
Yes.
the original. This was Fright Nights, right back
So
then, or
cool. I think it was just didn't they just have, like, a monsters line?
what was it? Monster? It might have been. Yeah, I guess the Monster Fighters. Okay, with this one.
Okay, yeah, Monster Fighters, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I just My husband is very into horror movies and like these like classic like Frankenstein and
Gotcha.
Dracula and all the, Universal monsters. And I don't know, this set just hits me like right in the feels. I just think it's really cool. And I wish that
Would
they
this
would
be
do.
top one to get? Is this your number one white whale now that you acquired Wally?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you get the other, like the newer Fairgrounds haunted house, or was that not one that kind of?
Like the one that's tall with the elevator.
Yes.
Yes, I did get that one. That was
Okay.
like an immediate purchase. I was like, I know I want that.
And then did that make you want this one more? Because
Yes. I'm
okay, because
like,
that's how
oh,
it was for me. I feel like
I
getting that
just
one, I
wish
was
that they
like,
would do more like spooky sets. I I like
I feel
Halloween.
like for Halloween, like they're missing that
I
market, like
know.
not coming out with that stuff. You're right on that.
Yeah. But yeah, this is definitely up there, but it's of course very expensive. So, um,
Hopefully one day you get that because getting a white whale, I feel like is always fun to have.
yes, it is. I did think of another one. I know I didn't send this to you before, but I also would really like to get. I missed out on the SpongeBob line.
I ended up
Um,
having to buy like minifigs from that line just to
yeah,
have them. So I
so
wish
I
I
have
had
a
some
couple
of
of the
those.
minifigs, but I
Which
do think
one
it
would
would
be the
be,
one like the uh, is it Krabby Shack? Is that what it's called, or
yeah, the Krusty Krab.
Krusty Krab? That's
Um,
it. Why can't I
I
think of
would
that?
I would really like to have that set, but I just don't know if it's worth like since it's retired. I just it would be cool to have, but I don't know about like price wise. I don't know how much I would pay for it.
It'll be up there. All right, and then we're gonna go into new Lego, or Lego that's actually out right now. So this one you also mentioned,
Yes.
um, and
Oh,
I'm wondering. You said when we were talking before, Aubrey kind of got you into Friends
yeah.
a little bit.
Yep. So I definitely like was I think when I first saw the Friends line, I was a little thrown off by the mini dolls just because I was so used to seeing minifigures, and
Minifig,
I was like,
yeah.
"What is this? This is so strange." But I don't know, just seeing it more and more, like I think it's really cool that they are just giving more options to kids. And I mean, yes, of course, mainly targeted to young females, but
I like that they're making them like with like disabilities and everything.
yep, I
And the
think
Friends
this
line, I
was.
feel like picked it up with that.
Yep. I think this honestly, the Friends line to me feels like the most inclusive and has the most diversity. Um,
So
I
I like I love the Friends line. Like I think they have great colors. A lot of them you can reuse to build into your city, which I
yep.
love that as well. Like the mini
Yeah.
dolls, like I'm not sold 100% on mini dolls right now. And the reason for me is like you made this line to show that like Lego is for everyone and like to get like girls, younger girls into it. I feel like they could have taken a regular minifig and made these designs into the
Yeah,
minifigs to
I
feel
definitely
like
think they could have, but I guess to me it reminds me a little bit of like something that pulls at my heartstrings is it reminds me of Polly Pocket.
yeah, that's true. Actually, I remember
Um,
my sisters used to
and
love that. So
I mean, of course, I'm a millennial, so I'm not necessarily the ideal target audience for Friends, but I like for me, it's like once that connection was made, I'm like, oh, this is like such a
I
nostalgic
could see that
thing
too.
for
I
me.
think this one specifically gives like a Barbie feel
Yeah,
too. So it's like you saying Polly Pocket and then Barbie like mixing into this with kids
I
getting to
just
actually build it. So
this set to me is beautiful. Like I think they did such a good job of
I think the last few
like
Friends lines actually, like the last three waves of Friends line, phenomenal. Like what they did with them, like the 10-year anniversary, and then last year's, and then like them making them more modular with like the main street and everything, and then obviously pulling this in there. So
yeah, I think this is really cool. And Aubrey saying she'll die on the hill that mini dolls are important. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I just think, we get minifigures and everything else. Um, I think it's cool that they give an option to maybe somebody that doesn't like playing with a minifigure. And I do think that the princesses look nicer as mini
Yeah,
dolls.
I agree with that actually. That's a great
Yeah,
point with that. So, and my daughter does love all the princesses that they come out with. So,
yeah. So I think it's fun. I mean, um, I definitely will say at first I was like, only minifigures. Like I don't want mini dolls, but I think after just seeing them more and getting some of the sets, I'm like, wow, these are really cool. Like I really enjoy building these sets. And I have a very close friend that has a young daughter, and she's obsessed with the Friends line and absolutely loves all of it. So it's just like really fun to see from her perspective and then also mine.
well, I think great sets that you have, on the list here and the coming soon. So, plus
Yeah.
you mentioned Animal Crossing, but you already got that. So,
Yeah.
we'll let that be. All right. Well, we're gonna do the final giveaways here.
Yay.
So let me pull up the wheel. And I took everybody's name that was in here and I just doubled it up. So I made it that your name's entered twice now into the wheel of names here. So let me pull this up.
Oh yeah,
And
I
it,
see another person mentioned I love the Lego elves theme.
so elves, my daughter just got into elves and like having to backtrack and buy these retired like elves at like secondhand
Oh
shops.
yeah,
It's
that's really
killing me right
fun.
now. So, and obviously if it gets my daughter into it, like
Yeah.
I'm all for that. And she's watching it on Netflix too. So that
Oh, that's
kind of,
awesome that she's like
yeah.
watching it
Oh,
and
she loves watching all the Lego shows,
okay.
which I love that. So, all right, and there's the first spin for again the Game of Bricks light kits. Again, you can get 25%
Ramon.
off with using code Creator25. And we got it's Mimi Dondo Lego. Are you in here? Hopefully, you can reply in the chat. If not, I'm gonna respin.
I don't think I've seen. Oh yeah, they did comment, so they may still be here.
Hopefully, we can get a comment from you.
Oh yay!
All right, congratulations. You just won. So you'll be able to go to my Instagram page, check out my link, and you can pick any light kit that you want. DM me exactly the kit that you're looking for, and then I will get you a code. It'll be free shipping with the $0 to get that shipped to you. So congrats. Normally when I do my own Lego, I am removing, or I don't remove the names, but because I'm doing light kits, I'm going to actually remove your name from winning again. And this way we can have a different winner for the second light kit. So let's do the spin again. And this will be the last winner of the night. And we got PNG Bricks. I know you're in here. Congrats on that. Again, same thing. Go check out my page, pick out a light kit. And thanks to everybody that joined in on the Google form to enter onto this. So
Yeah, and with your light kits, post what you light up. I want to see it.
definitely post it. And everybody loves seeing light kits. So again, make sure to get like a bigger light kit because there's no value to this. So don't like look for something small. Actually get something, on the bigger side with the light kits here. And then for everybody again that might rewatch this or anybody again that's on here that's not following Aubrey, go check out her page. Awesome account. Don't look at the people that repost her reef. This is the actual person that does the reef herself. And you can ask for any tips or anything with doing, we'll say anything with NPU. I mean, she does really amazing, nice part usage with this. So check her out. And do you have any things that you want to, go with a final?
Yeah, I mean, I just, again, I love this group of people in this space, and I'm really happy that you had me on. This was a fun chat, and I didn't nearly get anything done build wise. This is my build.
That's not bad, actually. I'm impressed.
But to close out, these are the 2 minifigures that came with the Animal Crossing, which I think
And
is
I'm
so
gonna have
cool.
to order those because I do like the minifigs. So
So cool. But yeah, obviously, if you're not following, I would love for you to follow me and let's connect. I do my best to answer DMs and try to get to know all of you guys. And honestly, that's my favorite part of being here is just getting to know people.
and she is up there on like Powerhouse Women, like adult Lego fans. So I will say that, and I'm very happy to have you like on here. Like I really appreciate you taking the time coming on here and actually being on this live stream with me. So, and I didn't realize how many females like I was able to get to be a part of this, which I love that.
Yeah.
Because this space is for everybody. So, again, I appreciate you, putting stuff out there that, people like my daughter can even see. So again, thank you for that too.
Yeah. Happy to do it. I hope she likes Teletubbies.
I don't know if she even knows actually what a Teletubby is, but I'll have to show her one of the pictures of it,
Yeah,
from
I will
I'm
say
sure she would
at
love that.
Brickcr8tor last year, I was wearing the Teletubby costume and I asked a younger kid if he knew what it was, and he was like, I have no idea what you are.
That's like asking him probably Barney, because that would
Yep.
be around the same time, and I don't think they would know what that either. So next week we're gonna have Maticus Bricks on here. I feel like that's the first guy actually since Luke. So we like out of doing this, out of 7, we've only had 2 guys on here. So girl power. Let's just say that out there. So, but again, thank you everybody that tuned in tonight. Appreciate that. I didn't expect us to go as long as we did. So I
I
really
know.
had a great time, doing this with you. So thank you again for that. And
Yeah.
everybody have a great night. We'll put the closer on and call it a night. So tune in next week. Every Thursday, we do these build and chats. So thanks again, everybody, for popping in tonight.